twist, though,
Yeah.
with the operational definition
Right.
and the characteristics. So they actually really have to kind of separate out their knowledge. Characteristics can't necessarily perhaps be the definitional, and operational may be, you may want them to know, well, again, you have to kind of think about what you want. I mean, I don't want to put complete words in your mouth because you may have different reasons for deciding what an operational definition looks like. Do you want something formal, or do you want them to be able to create those in their own words? Because we know that if students have struggled to create their definitions, they're going to own them more because they're using language that they understand. So again, that idea, so you kind of have to know what you may want in each of those quadrants.
So you're saying characteristics are kind of students' own words?
I don't know, it's up to you. I think as a teacher, you have to decide where is it, at what point do you want their understanding in their words, and then when do you want them to invite them to have to know mathematics academic language? Because at some point, you do want them to use the academic language of the field so that they're bringing that with them. And so again, in any of these prompts, at some point you just have to decide, what do you want for this one? So maybe if it's earlier in the year, you may be a little more open to their own language. As you keep moving on, you want them to have used more and more of the academic language of mathematics that you're teaching. Because that's going to tell you when we talk about listening and are they using it appropriately? Are they applying it in an appropriate way? That's one. Card sort, folks.
We kind of thought of like two different activities. We thought you could do things with matching and common things that students have difficulty with would be like the types of quadrilaterals. And Patty came up with an awesome lesson where she had pictures of each type 3 times. We kind of started the kids off with you could measure things in the ruler or protractor. You're discovering commonalities, and they could kind of start organizing them based on that. So it is a little bit more led because we did have a grade mark, so they knew that you would have 3, but that didn't stop some students from putting more than 3 there. And so then they discussed it with their neighbors or group members and try to readdress that problem. And then we thought notation is kind of a matching, give up the name, line, second, A, they gotta match the picture that goes with it. And then if you want to give something more open-ended, we thought if you gave them cards with like polygons and non-polygons, and they have to sort through them, do convex, concave as well, and see if they can group those as well, and just say, can you put these into groups? And then you can discuss how they arrange them and why, and get more insight into their thinking that way.
And with all of these these 2 that we worked on, others I'll give you, the question always is, what is it that you're hoping to come to understand? What I liked about these that I'm giving out to you, and when you get the other the folders, you'll see the book that these came from. But what I liked was the text that surrounds these that gives you some information about how it's useful, where it may work, where it might not work. Because I know as I worked with Amanda and Jenny, the question was, what do you do on a card sort? Maybe some topics don't lend themselves to this particular formative assessment probe, might be better on this, might not even be what you want to do in a formative assessment. So again, developing those teacher decisions and all of that. Questions at this point as we sort of keep stepping in a little bit? Okay. All right. And you'll get a bit of a set, because I have 5 of them, thinking if we had a bigger group, and you're going to come home with several ideas and things as we go.